Hello, everyone. My name is Tomasz, and I'm the CEO of ResQuant. So, online banking, communication with cars on the road, military drones on the mission, or space satellites. Those are only the examples of the use cases of public key cryptography that is currently under a huge threat because of the development of quantum computers, which are already proved to be able to break it. That's why, after 5 years, last year, National Institute of Standards and Technology in USA finished the standardization process and chose new so-called post-quantum cryptography algorithm, which will now become the new standards. Even though it is already recommended not only by NIST, but also NSA, NATO, or even the United States Senate to switch to post-quantum cryptography, it is important to understand how huge of a revolution this kind of migration is. There are a lot of uncertainties, and that's why when President Biden signed by the end of the previous year the Quantum Computing Cybersecurity Preparedness Act, it has been stressed that with the approach to post-quantum cryptography, crypto agility is very important, so the ability to quickly provide updates. And our solution, our response to that is Rescue. It's our fully customizable design of a cryptographic processor, which is resistant to attacks with quantum computers. How does it work? So at the current stage, our product is a line of a written code. It's a design. And this design is being implemented on an external microchip, which is then being mounted into the device, and that's it. From that moment on, the communication is fully secure. However, at the next stage, we are actually aiming to produce our own ASIC microchips with our design already on them, and this way, all that will be needed will be to mount it into the device, and that's it. You may ask yourself what is so special about our project. First of all, it is quantum secure. We already have NIST-approved post-quantum standards implemented in our solution. And secondly, it is crypto-agile. So because of its unique modular construction, which means that there is a core, and then there are modules attached to the core, and each module represents different algorithm or different communication protocol. This way, we can combine it in various ways, depending on what is needed by the customer. But what is even more important, if after some time, I mentioned there are a lot of uncertainties. If the customer decides that they want to replace one algorithm with each other, we can simply provide them with an update, replacing particular modules or adding additional module instead of replacing the whole solution. And we also provide tunable performance area and power consumption, hence it can be fit either for small devices that require high energy efficiency or for the big ones that need high throughput. And with this approach, I could basically say that our solution applies to every electronic device that requires secure communication with high throughput, low energy consumption, and low latency. However, to narrow it down, the sectors that already shown the interest of the early adopters are telecom, military, and space tech. However, the rest, like aviation, smart city, etc., is also our target. Now, so far, in the last 2 years of our existence, we've managed to raise almost 400,000 euro, for which we were able to develop the MVP of our product with post-quantum cryptography already implemented. We are now closing a proof of concept implementation by a big telecom partner in Poland. And we formed partnerships, including being member of Quantum Technologies Cluster and Space Technologies Cluster. And we were appreciated and awarded in some of the competitions. Our goals for this year are, as we have just finished MVP, we want it fully tested and certified. We want to have it integrated with RISC-V or ARM processor for an easier implementation for our customers. And we want to generate at least 100,000 euro revenue with 2 test implementations by the customers. However, our goals for 2025, so in 2 years, are actually to already have our own ASIC microchips produced, to have them extended to trusted platform module, and at this stage we expect our sales to really start growing because ASICs is what is really needed on the market. So we expect to have at least 1 million in revenue and at least 15 customers in the next 2 years. And we are going to achieve this and much more with this small but very efficient team, which we are now hoping to extend. Thank you for your attention, and I'm happy to hear your questions.
The desire to do your own ASICs is because of costs, because ASICs are cheaper, moving from FPGAs. Is that true?
So
the desire to do your own ASICs
yes,
is because
our goal is
lower costs?
Mainly because, yeah, the initial costs of ASICs, the initial batch production are much higher, but there is an economies of scale. So the average FPGA costs, well, depending, but for our process it would be about $300, while the average ASIC would cost a couple of dollars. Sorry.
And will you lose agility if you go to ASICs?
Sorry?
Will you lose agility if you move to ASICs?
Yeah, at this stage, once we move to the ASIC, we will lose part of the agility because we won't be able to provide these updates with this modularity, but that will be for the ASIC stage. Yes.
Okay.
One of the questions I have is how you solve the problem to deploy the crypto key. So because at the end is one of the issues of the post-quantum cipher computer is how you deliver the key that is going to use for the system in a symmetrical or symmetric encryption method. So how exactly you solve that with the product?
So how do we deliver the key?
Yeah. For the crypto.
Yeah, I mean, the whole Kyber crystals algorithm is actually responsible for the whole key.
Yeah, but how you do in a safe mode in order to deliver? Because at the end, how you can deliver that, just with the microchip, or how the two computers that is going to talk with the post-computing is going to understand each other?
Yeah, so from our side, the communication is all the cryptographic operations are being performed by the microchip where it is implemented, and then depending on what the other device, whether it is using a hardware implementation as well or whether it is using a software implementation, then there are the key exchange operation is being performed by in this case the Kyber crystals algorithm. If it's post-quantum, if it's the standard one, then it will be. We also have elliptic curves and RSA, but we are trying to move to the post-quantum stage.
And my last question is, taking in consideration that the White House is talking about 2030, 2035 to be post-quantum safe, how you think that is going to be your, the increase in cells and your...
Well, 2026, 2030, so the latest NSA recommendation, for instance, for standard networking equipment, it is recommended from 2026 and requested from 2030. So first of all, it's 2023 now. So it's only 3 years until it will be recommended, and the manufacturing process often takes a couple of years, including the design. Secondly, the method called harvest now decrypt later. So already gathering sensitive data and then decrypting, storing it on external servers and decrypting later. It's also a threat that is already now only for this part of data that will be valuable in a couple of years as well. But the standardization process of NIST is supposed to be finished by the end of this year, meaning that the parameters and everything will be set. So that will already be 2024. That will mean it's only 2 years until 2026. So I think that's exactly the right window of opportunity to start approaching customers and doing implementations if they want to prepare for this period.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for your presentation. There are a lot of competitors and really big ones on a worldwide basis who are going into this field. What makes you sure that you are better than the others?
So in terms of competitors currently, in terms of the hardware implementation because in general there are many post-quantum companies already. However, those that do the hardware as an IP core, so the product similar to ours, are PecuShield in United Kingdom and Envieta in United States mainly. And those already joined the post-quantum race. And we are fully aware that if post-quantum cryptography becomes new standard, and it will soon, then obviously other companies will start, all those that today deliver the regular cryptography solution, regular implementations of current algorithms will move to post-quantum. That's why our uniqueness that comes from this modular architecture at this stage, which will also, even after moving to ASIC stage, will make it easier for us to, if we don't necessarily need to produce one ASIC processor. So we want to stand out there, and also the market is something that will start growing. So the competitors will join, the market will grow. And the architecture of our solution, apart from this modularity, it also provides increased security due to minimized data transfer between particular modules. Hence, also security will be one of the features where we will stand out as well, hopefully.
A quick question about your funding. I saw that you asked for 2.1 million funding. Why
Well,
2.1? Why not 2 or 2.5?
No, actually, no, we are looking for 600,000. I think the 2.1 was from the application that we've done 1 year ago. A lot has changed since then. First of all, we managed to gather some funds. Secondly, we have now applied for a couple of soft funding programs. Hence, where 80% of our project will be funded. We haven't signed a contract finally yet, but there is a very high likelihood that 80% of this cost will be covered by soft funding, equity-free public funds. Hence, we only need about 500,000–600,000 euro in our own contribution to that project, and to cover some other costs that cannot be covered by this program, because program is meant mainly for R&D.
Thank you for your presentation. You mentioned smart cities as a possible implementation environment. Can you give a practical example how and why I, as an end user, as a CISO, would implement your solution?
So, for instance, the communication between the vehicles and the smart infrastructure. So, let's say that there is the autonomous vehicles in the future are going to communicate with the infrastructure within the smart city. Well, it needs to be secure in terms of possibility of being attacked by quantum computers. So you need to be sure that when the autonomous vehicle is communicating, is using public key cryptography for any possible update or key exchange or any process, then it needs to be fully secure in terms of this kind of attacks.
Yeah, so it's all real time.
Yes.
Yeah.
In this case, yes.
Yeah.
In case of communication between infrastructure and vehicles, yes.
Yeah.
So thank you so much, Tomasz, for
Thank you.
being here today.